Okay, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to create a search box, something like this, on a website. But before we get there, if you are coming across this video today for the first time, please do wait to give it a thumbs up for more updates. With that aside, let's go straight to business. Okay, if you have been using your phone or your laptop or any electronic device, you'll be coming across something like this, where you can write something here and then send it. So this box is called a search box or a search bar. So we are going to learn how to create it in this video. So this is our code we created last week when we were learning and practicing some image tags. So we are going to continue from here. I don't want to delete anything from here. So here, I will first go somewhere in an empty space, right click, and then open with live server. So this is our live website we created. Last week, we added these two images on our website. So today we are going to add a search box. So we are going to come here, create another line, and then we type something like less than, input, greater than. Less than, input, greater than. So this is a code to create that search box. So if we hit Ctrl S to save, you will come on our website and discover that look at the box here. So for now, it is very ugly because no styles has been attached to it. So we are going there to add some styles. So once you are here, we are going inside the tag itself. We create a space and we give it an attribute. The first attribute we are going to give it is the type. So the input tag has a lot of, or it carries a lot of tags. There are a lot of attributes that it carries. So we'll be learning them bit by bit. But for today, we are going to be looking at this type attribute. So a type attribute helps us to identify or to tell the browser that this is a type of search box or we are doing or we are creating. So we are coming here in this double tag and we create one. So we have a lot of them. So by default, a search bar comes as text. So anything it comes there is text. That is by default. Then we are going to go and then customize it based to our own text. So inside this double quote, if we decide to write something like date, then the input box will then see everything inside as a date. So let's hit Ctrl S to save and then go back to our website. So now you will discover that everything here is date. If you click on it, it will show you a date, which you will be selecting them bit by bit. Click on it, it will show you some date. So you'll be clicking on them bit by bit. So this is it. So let's go back and change this to email. So if we change this to email, the browser sees everything inside as email. So if you put anything here now rather than email, it will not accept it. Another one we are going to learn is checkbox. So if we put anything, a word like checkbox, and then hit Ctrl S to save it. So let's minimize and go back here. So now it has created a checkbox. We can come back here, delete this, and then add a URL. So if you put a URL and hit Ctrl S to save, if you go back, nothing changed. But if you put anything here that is not URL, the browser will not recognize it. So this is how we create it. Then we are going to learn the second thing here. Let me remove this and bring it back to text. The second thing we are going to learn here is another attribute called the placeholder. The placeholder helps us to hold the place. We can write a text inside this to direct the users of the website so that they will have an idea of what they are going to put here. So if we come here in this double quote and put something like put your email and then hit Ctrl S to save. So if you go back on our website, you will discover that that thing is here. So anytime we want to write here, this placeholder will disappear and what we are going to write will appear. So let's click here and try to write something and see. So from here, we just put www. So as we are writing here, everything has disappeared. But if we clean it, then the placeholder comes back. So the placeholder helps us to direct the users of the website to have an idea on exactly what to put there. So if we come back here, clean this and say, please insert your name, and then hit Ctrl S to save. If you come back, you will see. So even a blind man will visit this website and then know that this checkbox is for your name. So this is how we create it. So finally, I'm going to come somewhere here and add another attribute, and we will add a class attribute so that we use it and then target it in our CSS. So here we call it a search dash bar and hit Ctrl S. So if we go back to our CSS, let's scroll up, and if we go back to our CSS and then create a line there, dot search dash bar, put a curly bracket, divide it, and we give it a width of 150 pixels and save. Go back and check. So here we are going to add the width to 300, make it 300 so that it will be wide enough. And the second one, we are going to add a font size. So if we add a font size, if you come here, the font size inside here is big enough for everyone to see. And the last thing we are going to do here is to add a rounded borders, create those borders to be rounded. So we have a rounded corner by saying border radius, and we have the border radius of 50 pixels. So 50 pixels should be enough to round this amount. This amount, 300. So we are coming here, and then we discover that our text box or our search box has been created. So all the rules I have shown you, CSS rules I've shown you, apply. So you will continue using the other CSS rules to style it based on your own text, whether you want to change the color or you want to add animation on it, or whatever you want to do on it. If you have watched this video to this point, it therefore means that you are interested in learning coding, and I will urge you to please give it a thumbs up for more updates. See you in my next video.